Yeah, this is a little bit, normally we have our cooking segment a little bit earlier in the show, so we have been working in this environment, smelling this the whole time. It's
The butter.
Oh,
Right?
it's so good.
That's just cologne I'm wearing.
I want some. That's so good. All right, so our next guest has cooked at some of the world's greatest restaurants, from the famed Charlie Trotter's in Chicago to Los Angeles' acclaimed Water Grill, where he earned the Michelin star, which is a really big deal.
Yeah.
So I'd like y'all to welcome Chef David Lefevre.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, this smells so good. What are you making for us today?
We're making blue crab cakes, and they're kind of special to me because my grandfather taught me how to make them when I used to visit on the Eastern Shore of Virginia with him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
The show is very Virginia heavy today.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Virginia's for lovers.
Virginia's for lovers.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
Crabcakes.
So, Chef, does the Pacific Coast out where we live, does it measure up to the East Coast? for
Well,
you?
I got to tell you, I'm like the luckiest guy in the world. I live in Manhattan Beach. I have 2 restaurants there, and they're doing really well. So I'm all about the West Coast, the left coast.
Oh, I like that. Absolutely. So you've been catching crab, I guess, for a long time with your grandfather,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, you know, I used to spend the summers on the Eastern Shore with him, and the first thing he taught me how to do was to take twine, tie it around a pig's ear, lay it over the dock, and then the blue crab would come up and catch them, and I'd be able to scoop them up. And my grandfather would give me a quarter for every blue crab that I caught. So ever since I was in 4th grade, I've been catching them.
I just want to be clear. 'Cause
Crabs.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you would a lot of times they use chicken necks, but my grandfather would get a pig's ear, and you'd tie the twine to it, and then tie it to my wrist, and then we'd hang it over, and the crab would swim along and grab it, then you'd scoop them up.
We have to be
25 cents
clear.
every
Here will
time.
last all day,
we,
probably.
we have to be clear, David. We have to tell Kim the rest of the pig wasn't attached.
Yeah.
Oh,
wasn't-
thank goodness,
It was
thank
just
goodness.
the ear.
And there's
It was
no
just the
pig
ear.
involved in
There's
what we're
no
doing.
pig
Oh,
here, no,
okay,
exactly,
wonderful.
exactly.
Well, first off, we're going to bring in your gorgeous dish, and then tell us how we can make it at home. I want to make this tonight.
All right, great. So basically, one of the key things with making our crab cake is adding all the ingredients besides the
What's
crab
that?
itself first. So this is mayonnaise.
Mayo, I can do
We've
that.
got parsley here.
Parsley, easy.
We've got lemon zest.
Oh, that's good.
right.
Okay.
We've got a little bit of lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Okay. Apples. We have these really nicely diced apples, and we dice them really small so they're not too big to
And
break
I
the
see
cake.
they're red apples, not
Yep,
green.
mhm,
Okay,
yep. A little bit of
sweeter.
garlic. Okay, and we heard this earlier. Someone mentioned this spice. What's this spice
Oh,
right
yeah.
here?
All day.
There we go. There we go.
Just for
She knows. She knows. A
We
little
just got a little
Worcestershire.
for Ray.
Worcestershire sauce.
What's that?
Dijon mustard,
Oh,
right?
yeah, and just a touch.
Yeah,
It
not
isn't
too
a lot.
much. Tabasco.
What?
Right? I know. And then we've got some more of our vegetables. We've got onion, celery, eggs. You know it's good when they're talking like this.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
authentic.
Exactly.
They're so bad, man.
Okay, so we get that egg in there. And then all we're going to do.
Is that the yolk or the whole
This is the
egg?
whole egg.
Okay.
We just beat it up, right? And then what we've got is. I'm going to hold on the breadcrumbs for a second. We're just mixing this up. And you can see it's kind of a loose, wet mix right here. But we want all those vegetables mixed in, the spice mixed in and everything.
That looks delicious.
Right, and the idea we're doing this now is if I add the crab meat to this and do it, it's going to break all the crab meat up. And you want to keep that lump meat really big and chunky. It's actually more expensive for bigger pieces than it is for shredded stuff.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a question. I don't eat a lot of meat, but we do a lot of fish at home. How long does it take for crab to spoil?
Well, if it's fresh crab meat, right after you've cooked it, it's about 2 days maximum,
2
right?
days,
48
okay.
hours. And the best idea for any crab meat is to cook it and eat it that day.
Okay.
Okay, so I've added the crab meat to it.
Gorgeous.
I'm going to add some breadcrumbs to it.
Panko.
Right, and you don't want to add too much. A lot of people add too much breadcrumb and it makes it really pasty.
Oh.
Now it makes it easier to cook, but it's pasty. It's not as good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fold that meat in.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay,
nice.
and we don't need to do a lot of mixing. We just want to fold it in until it's all coated. All right, maybe about 3 or 4 more turns.
Delicious.
How do you know if you're getting authentic crab? This is not an imitation sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes the first thing is make sure you have a trusty fishmonger, right? You want to go to the same person all the time, right?
Right.
They'll treat you well, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, you want to smell it. It should smell sweet, and it should smell like the ocean, not like the beach.
Oh,
right?
oh,
So it
yeah.
should be sweet and smell like the ocean.
Oh,
Can I
that's
ask you
good.
something else? What is imitation crab? What
Yeah.
exactly is that?
Mostly that's made out of white meat, white fish,
Oh.
and then they actually add sugar to it to sweeten it.
Oh, so weird.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what's so sweet.
They don't
All right.
actually have blue crab out here, right?
Well, no, not on the west. On the west coast, it's all shipped here overnight. So, yep. Most of the crab out here is Dungeness crab or king
Right.
crab.
So
all right.
what, you have a little parchment paper.
Right,
and
I've
you've
got
a
parchment paper and a ring mold here.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is putting a little bit of breadcrumb on the bottom.
Okay, can we see
Okay.
that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
right
see
there.
that in the camera, yeah.
And then I'm going to scoop just a tiny bit this crab meat in there.
Oh my goodness.
About 2 scoops,
It's beautiful.
right around 3 ounces.
So it's like
Okay.
you're layering almost,
Yeah,
right?
because I don't want to. Those breadcrumbs are going to hold it together.
Okay.
On the bottom when we saute it, and I'm really packing that meat in there because because we don't use a lot of filler in the crab cake itself.
Yeah.
We have to form it to make sure it holds its shape when I saute it.
Oh, okay.
Is this an entree?
Yeah, this could be an entree. I'd probably use 2 of them for an
I would
entree,
say,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
This is more of an
filling?
appetizer, and we serve this at the restaurant, so it's one of our biggest sellers.
Is it filling, Mark and Debbie,
Oh my
JJ?
gosh.
Amazing.
Amazing.
It's
So
done.
I've just put a little bit of breadcrumbs back on top.
Oh, Keegan.
Yummy.
Yeah, we
One and done. Look at us, Clean Plate Club.
Oh my goodness, they've inhaled it,
So I'm going to
Chef.
saute this. While I saute this,
Yep.
why don't you take some
Okay.
of our lemon remoulade?
Oh.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it was
no, you're
going-
doing great. Here,
Yeah.
we'll take this into the fridge. We'll grab
into
a
the
cold
fridge.
one for
Okay.
us.
Chef, watch
There we
this.
go.
Chef. Okay, let me
It's a
get
miracle.
It's a miracle. It's a.
So we've
Kim
chilled
Douglas
it, and that's going to help
cooking
form its shape a little bit more too, okay? Just for about a half hour to
Oh,
45
that's
minutes.
so pretty and very cold.
Yeah, so I'm going to saute this. In the meantime, you're going to take a little bit of that remoulade
Okay,
sauce
yes.
and just pool it on there.
So how long was it in the fridge for?
Just about an hour, anywhere from a half hour to an hour. So you can see some of that falls off,
Okay.
but I have a nice crab cake there.
Oh, that is beautiful. So well
Good.
shaped.
Just make a little pool.
A
What
little
about
pool.
substitutes if you don't do the crab?
Yeah, you could do shrimp. You could also do a whitefish. You could do even salmon if you wanted to cut them up. Mhm.
Wow.
All right, so we're just putting that in there. You can see that the butter is starting to brown it. All we're going to do is we're going to saute that for about 3 to 4 minutes on one side, flip it 3 to 4 minutes on the other side, and then if you're getting everything else ready, just pop it in the oven, let it stay warm. Okay.
Oh, hold it.
And then when we're done,
Oh, can they see that? Oh my God. That is gorgeous.
so I'm going to bring this over here.
Oh,
We're just
my
going to plate it
goodness.
up, all right?
What?
Right here on the red. There we go.
You have to taste this, Kim.
Really? This is
my gosh.
so
Just gonna
good,
take
and I'm
that-
starving.
Look at how
Somebody's not
perfect
going
that
to eat
is.
theirs. I want it.
Oh
Exactly.
my
Like that, let it
gosh.
settle in there.
Gorgeous.
move this
And then
back.
what did you just did a little bit, this is a little slaw you
Yeah,
have
we're going to
with
just
it?
add a little vinaigrette here to it.
Oh
Slaw's
my
amazing,
God.
too.
There we go. And then
Really?
you're going to put that right on top.
On
exactly.
top?
So
Yeah,
good.
put it on top. Make it look beautiful. There you go.
Crazy.
We're going to put this complete recipe up on our Pinterest
Wow.
page.
Chef,
You
I
can pick it up there if you want.
Have some.
Or you can
Thank
go
you.
get more information on Chef Lefevre's restaurants by visiting eatfwd.com. Right there on the bottom of the
Look at
screen.
this, Mark.
Mark, I'm gonna taste
Look at
it.
that.
I know, I'm the slow one
Done.
here. I'm
Done.
trying to savor it. I'm not going to
There's
inhale
no
it.
savoring
Oh
happening.
my
Oh,
gosh.
gosh.
Hey, we have to say, we're saying goodbye to our resident photographer here, Keegan. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
on
guys for
my
having
reach.
me.
It's nice to have
was
you here.
amazing.
You're a great liar. You're a great liar.
That's because you know.
All right, when we come back, Dr. JJ, you're up.
Coming up next, my heart is stopping with this crab cake. I might need an AED, but I will show you how to use them, and we'll look at this new Pulse Point app to help you save a life.